Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Breaking the Kernel. I'm going to apologize in advance for how disorganized this video, or if you're watching this on YouTube, how disorganized it may be, because this is a very breaking news type of thing, and I want to get this out as soon as possible just because I let it marinate in my thoughts a little bit. If you haven't heard, the 45th President of the United States, Donald John Trump, I believe his full name is, 77 years old, went 0-34 against the state of New York. This man got swept by the state of New York. The New York Knicks won more playoff games than Donald Trump did not guilty verdicts. I want that to sit in. As bad as the Detroit Pistons organization was this NBA season currently, they, even their monstrous losing streak, did not go 0-34. That is insane. And he was found guilty on all counts in the hush money trial, right, up in New York. So I'm not going to go into the case and all that because I'm not a political expert. Also, I just really encourage people to read. I think that people should go and read the articles. Go watch whatever news station you have, but more importantly, go to watch the New York Times or read the New York Times article, Politico, Slate, Time Magazine, NBC News. There's CBS News, CNN. There's so many different. There's so many different outlets that you can go read and go and get in detail about the verdicts, the case, the ins and outs of the case, all stuff like that. Excuse me. My voice is a little gone just because it's been a long day. But we're going to get into this because this man, Donald Trump, bro, I've been working with my therapist, and one thing that one thing me and my therapist talk about, right, is the power of words. So, and the weight of words. So, when I say this, I really mean it. I hate Donald Trump, bro. I despise the man. Do not like him. Do not like what he stands for. I despise what he stands for. I despise him as a human being. Everything about it. So I want to make that very clear. It's just kind of crazy, bro, because this man should be ashamed of himself, bro. Because I watched him go out of the court, right, and kind of say like this rigged. Of course he said that. Of course he said it. But I want this to be important. This is where the serious part of the episode comes in. This is the serious part of the episode. All jokes aside, this man, even as a convicted felon, can still run for the office. He can still become the president of the United States. And I'm here to warn you, based off of the past, which is our greatest teacher, right, is the past, that this man can indeed become the next president again. He really could become president again. And here's why. There's a lot of people I've talked to before this case came out, or the verdict of this case, I mean. There's a lot of people I know who say they're not going to vote because they don't want to hand in the downfall of America. These are things I've heard from real people. A lot of people, by the way. A lot of people. More than you would think. And not just online chatter. I mean, people I've seen in person and talked to in person. And I don't talk politics much for many reasons, but I really felt it important to do an episode on this and to talk to people about this, because this political season is a big tipping point for a lot of people, especially struggling low-income families. And so people don't want to vote. And I can't even blame them, because voter apathy is at an all-time high, and people just feel like their vote doesn't matter. They feel like nothing to do matters, and nothing to do will affect the overall outcome, the long-term goal here. And while I don't blame them for feeling that way, I need people to know that if you don't show up and vote against this man, if you do not want to vote for Donald Trump, and you don't go to the polls and reflect that, he's going to become president again. Because there's a possibility. And one thing I know about people like Donald Trump is that if there's a possibility, they're going to do everything they can to take the opportunity. He's an opportunist. A lot of these people are opportunists. So I'm here because I want to tell y'all to make your voices heard at the polls. There are people that you directly elect. Sorry, there's people you do directly elect to their offices. They gotta go too. Everyone who supported this clown from years ago to from his first campaign to now this current campaign, they gotta go. The people who are not serving you gots to go. I've had enough. This man went 0-34. Bro, Fox News, I do not watch Fox News. But I would be lying if I told you I didn't tune in today just to see what they were going to be like with the verdict. Now, I didn't expect 0-34. So I know they were bamboozled, led astray. And I tuned in. I got Hulu Live TV. I tuned in. Oh man, Fox News was in shambles. Lord help these people, bro, in shambles. I thought I was in shambles when the Knicks got eliminated by the Pacers in the playoffs. No, this was befuddlement. They were out here talking about what Taco Bell is taking out of their menu. This verdict dropped and they were talking about what Taco Bell is taking off the menu. That's how you know they're shook. The world is shook right now. But do not let the hype, do not let the shookedness, I guess, for lack of better phrasing of words, deter you or distract you from realizing that you have people like Donald Trump where you want them, but you gotta put the final nail in the coffin. Do not let this man become president. If he becomes president, I promise you, he will get away with everything he did and much more. You have got to put the nail in the coffin, metaphorically speaking. You've got to go vote. I'm telling y'all to do your research, your due diligence, and go vote. I'm not even telling you who to go vote for. I know who I'm voting for. But I need you to go do your due diligence and do not let this man, Donald Trump, become president again. He will pardon so much BS. And it will be the dark times. Don't want to scare people. I don't believe in scaring people. But I need you to understand, we already seen what this man does. Now imagine a man who becomes the most powerful figure in the world, arguably, with revenge on his mind and in his heart. You will feel his wrath if you let this man get in office and put people in and put the pieces that he wants in office. If you let this man go in office, the pieces he put in last time he was there and the pieces he will put in again, or the different pieces and more pieces you'll put into his favor, you will see a different America the next day. It will happen quick, it will happen swiftly, and I promise you. We're at a tipping point right now. We have him and people who support him where we want them. If you let off the gas, they will come back with vengeance. You thought January 6th was bad? You thought January 6th was embarrassing? You thought January 6th was impossible? I've been telling people it's not. I've been telling people what's going to happen. Not predicting that exact event, but events like that. Because amongst many things that Donald Trump is, he's an entertainer. A businessman, so-so. President, terrible. But he is an entertainer. And one thing entertainers can do very well is rally people to a cause, make people feel welcome, make people feel like they're in the right even if they're in the wrong. He has that power about him. And this may sound like I'm complimenting the man. I am not. I'm just letting you know how dangerous he is, how dangerous he was, how dangerous he can be again. So there's not going to be a long episode. Again, I encourage you to go read the articles, the different articles that came out today that will come out tomorrow. Go watch whatever news source you trust or correspondent you trust or follow. And get hip to what you need to get hip to. I'm just here to give my thoughts and opinions on the whole matter and just kind of get that message out there that I really feel like we're in a time where things are going to hell in a handbasket in America. Personally, I mean, usually when we're in election season, you can't get enough of election season. There's so many debates. They're on. It's election season when you have people who are in the race show up on the Breakfast Club. We haven't gotten that kind of interview yet. That's how you know it's crazy right now. That's how you know it's hush hush. But trust me, when election season is ready to kick off and go on the gas, it's going to happen. And when it happens, you need to be prepared. If you haven't voted early, when you can vote, and then also show up to the polls in November. Let's be a part of the change. Don't let all the cries, don't let all your frustration fall on deaf ears. Let's get serious about this. Alright? And again, to sign off, Donald Trump, 0-34. 0-34. Baby, 0-34. How do you have a worse record than the Detroit Pistons? Man, this is interesting. So, like, comment, subscribe, comment your thoughts below. Let me know. I don't care who you are. I want to hear from you. Truly. And a lot of people, also something I forgot to say. There are people back then and people now who are always saying, and I've used to say this too, stop giving Donald Trump a platform. Stop giving him a platform to speak this nonsense. Let me make something very, 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 very crystal clear to every single one of you who say that, or who thinks that I used to be that person. This man is going to and will find a platform to speak on, whether you like it or not. It could be one that you don't even know because you're not even in that sphere of the world or the interweb, and that's the more dangerous one. All those Facebook chats and groups and stuff where a lot of these January 6th like activities get planned and get executed is from low-key media and low-key things that people who are shunned by society go and run to. It's a terrible place. So I'll say this. It's important to put things in the media so that people can digest it and so people can get the information and hopefully form their own opinions on it and figure out what their course of action will be. So important to speak on it. It's important to... I mean, this man has went on to the media plenty of times and has made a fool of himself. The people who support him and like what he says in his rhetoric are going to like it regardless of what he says and doesn't say. He went 0-34 and there's people saying he's innocent. He went 0-34. There are people saying it's rigged because they know he would win if he could run without charges or whatever. Like that people would, feel bad about voting for him. Look, people are going to vote for this man whether they like it or not. But those of you who do not like this man, do not want to see him in office, if you do not act, you're part of the problem. I'm making this very clear. If you do not act, you are part of the problem. And do not act like you're not. Do not blame this on other people. We have a chance to metaphorically put the nail in the coffin. If you do not want to line up with your nail and hammer, that's on you. Because this November, we're all Bob the Builder in this joint. Again, I'd love to hear from you. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. See you on the next one. Peace out. And this was Breaking the Kernel.